Yeah, it shouldn't be showing nothing on the mandate of such order. So it goes to show there's something more that meets the eye. But we need to look at it for what it is. So we need to start to understand, because when you look at it, you know what I'm saying, you say you're protecting and healthy and safe in Oceania, but something something they do not have, nor do not show symptoms in any way. So Biden and OSHA, you know, to uphold the mandate, that is a life choice. When we look at the whole situation, it should be a life choice. You know what I mean? When we really look at it, but we don't see that. It should be a life choice. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be forced. For a health, it should be a life choice for their health and their safety. You know what I'm saying? The mandates are out of place in a political form. When we look at it, it doesn't hold water. It seems to be only based on their way. It is outplaced. You know what I mean? It's outplaced in many ways. And we have to look at that. You know, it's outplaced and not really beneficial to the employee. It's not beneficial to the employee nor the employer, because it poses a risk for employer's safety of his workers and the workplace as a whole. So it doesn't make sense as to what they're saying based on what is being done. You know what I'm saying? We see a higher danger here and an overreach of power that should not be placed on laborer just because they're in your jurisdiction or work for government and work for you. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that, because then that poses a higher risk to the employers and the employees as a whole, and the employer's safety of his workers. You know what I'm saying? And the workplace. What was once good has now shown it could be used wrongfully. You know what I'm saying? That's a factor point black. You know what I mean? When we look at that, you know what I'm saying? Dig it, Jack? You know what I'm saying? Now we see 11,000 supporters descend on Washington, D.C. to defend Donald J. Trump. We see, you know what I'm saying? The people are getting angry, but he knew about this. Biden administration planned this out very well, and we know that. They have a march, they marched to Trump and stop the stealing. Say that's true. And they've been doing it for 47 or 100 years probably. That's why they always want to win election and stay in power. And they send 13 members over into the Republican Party that's been sitting there marinating for years, you know what I'm saying, sabotaging. So they ain't fooling nobody with that. You know what I'm saying? But they are there marching with Trump, you know what I'm saying? And saying, they are there for stop the stealing. And and just east of the White House, a crowd of 1,000 showed their support, you know what I'm saying, for Donald J. Trump, election fraud claims, voicing voicing their grievances about the direction of the country and the accumulation of disgruntlement with Washington, the feds, the CDC, and the crooked Republicans. You know what I'm saying? Which are the even Democrats. And mainstream media, even law enforcement, which is a shame. You know what I'm saying? They marched down Pennsylvania Avenue, to the Supreme Court, just I guess across from the just across the street, really, from the Capitol building, saying, fuck Antifa. Now that's a fucking point black. You know what I'm saying? The people, are fed up with Biden, creepy Joe bullshit. Him, Kamala, and all the demon Democrats that ever graced the stage. And he knows it. Biden, creepy Joe, and then five of them know what they're doing. We know under that secret order that what they're doing, and that is why he signed them 38 executive orders. Everything that the protesters is saying is what Biden's the even Democrats, forced into place for years, under the cover of saying, I care, when they don't. So we know there's a lot of hogwash bullcrap that's going on with them, and we're seeing all types of stories coming out now showing a lot of the weakness or the creepiness that is going on within the even Democrats. I mean, how do you get 13 Republicans to vote for Biden's bills when they know the Republicans was against the bill as a majority? And then you're going to flip and say that they went and vote for his bill, and it wasn't seen to be a full agreement amongst the Republican Party. So we know we have a bunch of crooks in there, even still running around calling themselves Republican. You know what I'm saying? And people need to start thinking more about that, because like I said, once you omitted and didn't challenge Cuomo in New York, I knew full well that this was, and we knew it, that this will go down the wrong road. And where they thought it was going to be everything or whatever on everyone, it turned out to be on all the people who were working as laborers and so on and so on for the government within the government jurisdiction. This is messed up, you know what I'm saying? And we also see where Austria is talking about, but the question is, why are you constantly bothering the people who are not sick or have any symptoms or anything such, but finding themselves consistently under the pressure of mandates? Does not make sense. And OSHA really is not speaking about much. So we know you're listening in the background, but you're going to get this far because you're full of shit. You're full of shit then, you're full of shit now, and you're going to be full of shit in the future. But one thing they are doing is they are putting this into play where they're ramping up the local people and the regular people to the point where they are saying and beginning to get angry, where they're saying that, they even wearing T-shirts of a leader that overthrew a democratical government and, punish many of its followers. You know what I'm saying? It is to the point where Biden knows that what he's doing. And who's leading him in the background is who we need to find out about. What is their plans, and what did that group been doing for years in our government? I don't know why they even came up in the United States government with this bullshit. And we have to really clean it out. You know what I'm saying? Because we're seeing too much phenomena, even under the crisis of a mandate. You know what I'm saying? As a cold and a flu vibe that was going on, and they saying it's this and that and the third, it would not have did what it did to the people at this 100-mile rate. You know what I'm saying? And so many people have applied and respected the law and followed behind and did what they asked them to do. You know what I'm saying? And look what the results are and how many are gone. So we know that there is something wrong with their method to begin with, but they continue to force it. And then not only forcing it now, they force it to the point of an executive or mandate or executive order on the people, and now trying to switch it and say it's a requirement. What's the difference? It doesn't sound any better. I don't know what made that stupid woman get up there and say that Pierre, whatever her name is, you know what I'm saying, would get up in there and say we need to start using the word requirement, not mandates. No, you need to get rid of it altogether and take your requirement and your mandate and shove it kind of like where the sun don't shine and don't come back. You know what I'm saying? So either one is the same. It's still a push on the people that should not be. If you're talking about, employers guaranteeing safety within their organization or their business as a whole with over 100 employees, you know what I'm saying, to the point that you're speaking about health, But that's not help, because look at what you're stressing the employees out. You even stressing them to the point where you say they don't do it, you fire them, and you're stressing the workplace out even more, and putting good, healthy people who did no crimes other than refuse a life choice that you trying to pose on them through the trickery that you pulled, and saying that it came in from somewhere else. So we need to start thinking more about what our government is doing while we are ahead of the game, and keep the pressure as we go. There is no backing down now. So this is Point Black saying stay tight, stay right, keep your head tight, keep your wisdom growing, and pay attention to everything that is said or done that may be a blessing from the mother herself. Remember, the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? She is the original construct of the cosmos, and the holiness and the gloriness of it all. Not the holy, but the gloriness of it all. So this is Point Black saying, I love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, farewell, my friends. We will meet again. One.